Hi, it's Dr. Pat with Little Critters, and we're back today with our reoccurring star, Shelly the box turtle. She's 25 years old, and she was seen in the winter. I believe the first time was right around December, for not eating. She hadn't been eating since October. The owner had tried everything. She wouldn't touch any food, and we had noticed some breathing problems when we saw her, so we did get some x-rays and did diagnose her with pneumonia. So we started treating her for the pneumonia, and then ended up putting this feeding tube in. So this tube goes in just the side of her neck and into just above her stomach, and the owner uses the port to provide nutrition. And that stays in basically until they start eating. And this is a good day for Shelly because she has been consistently eating on her own. Her pneumonia is resolved. She's breathing well. And she's very anxious to get rid of her feeding tube. So we're going to pull this out today. The feeding tube is just secured into her neck with some sutures in the skin, passed through the skin on the neck and then into the esophagus. To remove it, the sutures are clipped and the tube is just gently pulled out. You'll see some debris on the outside of the feeding tube. This is actually Ingesta that's stuck around the tube as she's able to eat on her own with the feeding tube in place. So the yellow debris you see is basically residue of the food. This doesn't hurt them. She's not sedated and wide awake. You can see she's not really responding to the removal of the tube. And we're just slowly and gently removing this from the esophagus. The tube was positioned so it rests just above the stomach entry. And you'll see the length of that compatible with the placement of the stomach. Here, the end of the feeding tube is being removed from the esophagus. And Shelly is now free of her feeding tube. There's only a tiny fistula or hole that remains in the skin, which we're now cleaning with an antiseptic. And this will just heal shut on her own. It doesn't require any sutures. And now Shelly is back to normal. We're just cleaning off the tape residue off of her shell. And here she's 100%. She's not real thrilled with us, but we gave her a little pet and tickle on the shell, which she absolutely loves, and responded very well to that. We've offered her some greens, not her favorite food, as she's told us very clearly. But again, she's eating normally on her own. She's breathing normally. The pneumonia's resolved. We're very thrilled for Shelly and how she's done. See our exotic care guides at littlecrittersvet.com.